Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings tonight, 136-117. Bill Schoening talking with assistant coach Becky Hammond right now. Let's listen in.
Second thought. It has to have first thought. Make the right basketball play all the time. Somebody's ahead of you, give them the ball. Somebody's going to give them the ball. And then you plan with each other, and you get five guys playing like that, everybody's going to get a good look.
It's fun to watch and fun to call. Thank you very much, Becky. We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
That is Becky Hammond, assistant coach for the Spurs, 136-117 as the Spurs win it tonight. And again, their best offensive performance of the year.
Hey, Jerome.
The Spurs shoot 53% from the field. That is a season best. We will have more from the AT&T Center when Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
Brought to you by
Christian Picardo, welcome in. Hello, Christian. Jerome Sosa says, go Spurs, go. Hello, Jerome. Let me see here if I can find this broadcast online. There it is. Joanne Hernandez, good evening. Frank Ramirez, nice win. Go Spurs, go.
It's the button on your left, Anna. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone new and existing customers.
Ofa Lynn. Ofa Lynn joins us from Singapore. Hello, Ofa Lynn. We are officially now international.
From Singapore. Hello, Ofa Lynn.
And now I'm hearing feedback, so I've got to change that. How you doing?
Hi, good and you?
I'm good, thank you. Let's see here. Leighton Kincaid, how are you? Wow, Leighton. Leighton, I think Manu's a little too old, but a nice call and a nice attack on Coach Greg Popovich. Thank you. I never know who's joking anymore. Thank you, Leighton, for letting me know that was a joke. I thought it was, but you never know these days. Here's Bill Schoening.
San Antonio, let's look at the direction of Thaddeus Young. 17 points off the bench for the Spurs, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He also had a steal and a block. He just filled the stat sheet, 7 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Thaddeus Young, as he was the ultimate performer tonight, brought to you by BMW of San Antonio. We gave you some of those numbers a while ago. Now, reminder, the Spurs will be taking on the Dallas Mavericks, 7:30 on Friday night. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock.
Mavericks lost tonight.
Game night. And the Spurs and the Mavs have played
2 in a
games
row.
so far already. This will be the third
2
game
in a
of
row,
that
Spurs.
period. And the Mavs have narrow
Get that
wins
win Friday
in the first
night.
2 matchups. So big game Friday night here at the AT&T Center. A crowd of 15,065 on hand here tonight as they celebrate the military this evening. It was Veterans Night here at the AT&T Center, presented by USAA. And the Spurs come out with a win, 136-117 over the Sacramento Kings. Let's check in right now with Chris Duel at Spurs Radio Net Center.
Thank you so much, Bill. Programming note on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. Our Spurs React will be coming up in just a little bit. You can react to tonight's game with Michael Bartlett and myself. And we are joined by not only Spurs fans from across the great state of Texas, but across the country and around the world as we stream live video on 1200 WOAI's Facebook and Twitter pages. Taking a look at the NBA scoreboard, 12 other games in the NBA tonight. A number of them have gone final. Pistons over the Rockets, 112-104. It was the Bulls beating the Mavs, 117-107. Remember, Mavs coming in here to play the Spurs on Friday night at the AT&T Center. Hornets over the Grizzlies, 118-108. It was the Thunder over the Pelicans, 108-100. Games in progress. Nuggets over the Pacers, 92-86. That is late fourth quarter. Midway fourth quarter, Suns over the Trailblazers, 103-92. Some more final scores to pass along. Wizards beat the Cavs, 97-94. Nets over the Magic, 123-90. It was the Celtics over the Raptors, 104-88. Bucks beat the Knicks, 112-100. A couple of West Coast games going on right now. Late in the first half, Warriors lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 65-48. And late first half as well, Lakers over the Miami Heat 44-41. Once again, the final score from the AT&T Center, The San Antonio Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings 136-117. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
In 1932, 10 teachers signed a charter at Fox Tech High School to form San
Was that my segment or no?
No,
He just forgot to toss it.
not only in name,
So, next segment is your regular segment. So since you just went through everything, I mean, you can go
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
our schools.
Okay, thanks.
For all of our
Brian Zuniga, welcome. Alexander, welcome. Rayson, welcome in. Joanne says DeMar is killing it in Chicago. True. Stephen Lozano. Stephen, you don't know that. Stephen, this basketball team has played 11 games now, and they've been in 10 of them. Only game they weren't in the fourth quarter was the Pacers game. Walter Pasacreta is in here. The great Walter Pasacreta, perennial winner of the Walter Pasacreta Award. Broadcasting legend, Walter Pasacreta. And a Jets fan, so he's very cranky. Hey, Walter, what's up? Sam Maldonado, what is up? Yeah, Stephen, I like a lot of these young players. I know you believe we're in basketball purgatory. I'm not necessarily in agreement with that. I think what you saw tonight, we could see a lot more of. And there was no Jakob tonight. Jakob Pertl, before being out with health and safety protocols, was doing very, very well. I am not drinking alcohol, Walter. Although I'd join you for a Bud Light Orange if that was possible. I'm drinking pure leaf, unsweet iced tea, because I want to maintain my girlish figure. Or at least find it again. I had it in the 80s. In the 80s, I had a full head of hair, and I was in really great shape. Here we go. Woo! Woo!
The German with that basket now has 17. 8 assists for Thaddeus Young and a timeout for Sacramento. Spurs put this one in the back pocket, I think it's safe to say. With a 21-point lead, Spurs 121, Sacramento 100.
Doug McDermott, or as we like to call him, Dougie McBuckets, scoring late in the game for the San Antonio Spurs. Bill Shaw with the call. Once again, the final score from the AT&T Center. San Antonio Spurs defeat the Sacramento Kings 136-117. Once again, programming on the flagship station, Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI, and streaming live video on 1200 WOAI's Facebook page and Facebook page. 1200 WOAI. Our Spurs React is moments away. You can join me. You can join Michael Bartlett. Lining up on Facebook Live from Singapore. And broadcasting legend Walter Pasacreta is joining us as well on Facebook Live, on the live video feed tonight. You can join us there. We'll talk about tonight's great Spurs victory. Can they make it 2 in a row Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks? We'll talk about that and a lot more after a quick wrap-up from Bill Shaw at the AT&T Center, where the Spurs defeat the Sacramento Kings tonight, 136-117. Spurs Radio continues in a moment.
If you love HEB, now is the time for shopping at HEB.
Nothing I can do about the echo, Joanne. If you want better sound, I would suggest the iHeartRadio app. I'll try to lower that here. Let me see if I lower that. I go all the way off there. That helps our echo a little bit.
Teaching grandma how to video call.
It's the button on your left, Anna. Your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new.
Yeah, I have no idea why we have an echo. We haven't had one before with this setup, so this is all new. But better sound on the iHeartRadio app. I will tell you that.
Financial services companies that focuses on commercial success. Whether it's for your home or business, we offer
Foam Foot 420, how are you doing? You're up in the morning. You're up at night. Good to see you. Here's Bill.
Score the Spurs.
I know what's going on.
Broadcast engineer Sam Walters, statistician Walter Stoops. Next game for the Spurs coming up Friday night against the Dallas Mavericks. That'll be a 7:30 tip. We will be on the air at 7 o'clock with Spurs.
That should fix the echo.
As always, for all things Spurs, you can follow us on Twitter, Spurs.com, or the Spurs app. Our studio producer this evening was Mike Bartlett. Our studio host was Chris Duel. This is Bill Sheldon.
Woo!
This evening. Again, the final score, Spurs 136, Kings 117. This has been a presentation of the Spurs Sports and Entertainment and the National Basketball Association. All rights reserved. Good night, everybody.
Okay, so the echo should be fixed because I had Michael's mic on, and the way we set it up to lose the echo is to lose his mic. You are a sports freak, Foamfoot 420. Good to see you, Brian Birdie, the great Brian Birdie. Brian Birdie, who is a real estate god and has traveled the country. And I've seen photos that Brian posts watching the Spurs in opponents' arenas all over the country. Huge Spurs fan. We give Taro Kotani a lot of run, as we should, as the greatest international Spurs fan. Brian Birdie may be the greatest Spurs road warrior there is. Just going on the road a lot. Yeah, Joanne, thanks for that. Glad we were able to fix it. Rayson saying aloha to Michael Bartlett. Let me just check that Michael's good. You good to join React tonight? So you don't know yet? Okay, I'm going to go about 10.
Okay. Give you a highlight. I'll just go straight into it.
Yeah, and if there's not calls and if you can't go, I might go 7.
Okay. All right, I'm just now starting rolling on them.
Radio 1200 WOAI.
I don't know what that means. All right, that's more like it. Thank you. We feel better. We like it when the Spurs win, and they sure did win tonight. A lot of things went very, very well for the San Antonio Spurs. They hit more three-point shots than they had hit all year. They had a better field goal percentage than they have had all year. They had a better three-point percentage than they have had all year. And the Spurs, who in so many of these games, in their first 10 games, and this was game number 11 tonight, in the first 10, 9 of those 10 were tight down the stretch in the fourth quarter. One of those first 10 was out of hand. That was against the Indiana Pacers. They had a big lead over the Spurs, and Indiana went on to win that game. But tonight it was the Spurs' turn to have big leads down the stretch, to put away this game early, and things looked very, very good for the San Antonio Spurs tonight. So they win the game at the AT&T Center against the Sacramento Kings, 136-117. Welcome in. This is Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. I'm Chris Duel, along with Michael Bartlett, and we are getting an international audience of people joining us now. Ofa Lin joining us from Singapore. Rayson joining us from Hawaii tonight. We often get Taro Kotani, the greatest international Spurs fan from Tokyo, Japan. If you want to join us, you can find us on the 1200 WOAI Facebook page and on the 1200 WOAI Twitter page as well. You want to join us on the phone lines, you're welcome to do that. We'll go to the phone calls in just a moment. Phone number, if you're in San Antonio, 210-737-1200. Or if you're outside San Antonio, 800-383-WOAI. That's 800-383-9624. Before I go to the phone lines, just a couple of numbers from tonight. Dejounte Murray leads the Spurs in scoring and in plus minus. Plus minus, the statistic when a player is on the floor, how much did the Spurs either outscore a team or were they outscored? When Dejounte was on the floor tonight, the Spurs outscored the Sacramento Kings by 30 points in his 32 minutes on the floor. That's a hefty plus-minus number at a plus 30. Dejounte Murray, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He was certainly a force to be reckoned with tonight. 2 of 5 from three-point country. Doug McDermott, a.k.a. Dougie McBuckets, 4 of 6 from three-point country tonight. That was beautiful. 17 for McDermott. The other starter in double figures, Drew Eubanks, 18. How about Mr. Drew Eubanks tonight? 6 rebounds, 18 points in 24 minutes for Drew Eubanks. Lots of players off the bench got double figures. Thaddeus Young, 17 off the bench. Bryn Forbes, 15 off the bench, 3 of 5 from three-point land for Bryn Forbes. Lonnie Walker, 15 off the bench. He was 2 of 5 from three-point country. And Devin Vassell, as he's been doing all season long, very effective off the bench. Devin Vassell, 15 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. Devin Vassell, 5 of 7 from three-point land for Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, he hit more three-point shots than any Spur tonight. Doug McDermott with 4 three-point shots, Devin with 5. Spurs go 18 of 32 from three-point land. Those 18 three-point shots more than any night thus far in this young 11-game season for the Spurs. Three-point percentage, best of the year, 56.3%, and field goal percentage, best of the year, 53.3%. Great win tonight for the Spurs over the Sacramento Kings, 136-117. Let's go to the phone lines, 210-737-1200 and 800-383-WOAI. We'll go in the order 1, 2, and 3. We'll start off with Joe. Joe, you're on Spurs React on 1200 WOAI. Welcome, Joe.
Thank you for having me, Chris. I just wanted to say with regards to Thaddeus Young, I'm glad they put him in early in the game. And it seemed that once he was in, he was kind of the factor that kind of, like the glue for the entire team. He kind of kept it together for everyone. And I'm very impressed with Thaddeus Young. And Dejounte Murray, I just hope that he gets enough votes to be an all-star. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me.
I love that. I love both of those points on that call, Joe. Thank you for that. And I totally agree. You're right. Thaddeus Young was a force off the bench tonight. 24 minutes, 7 of 10 from the field. Didn't take a three-point shot, but he didn't need to. Everybody else did. So 7 of 10, from the field, 2-point shots. Went to the line, hit 3 out of 6. 5 rebounds, 8 assists for Thaddeus Young. A steal, a block. And your second point, Joe, totally agree. If Dejounte Murray, if he continues to play this way between now and the close of All-Star voting, if he is not named a Western Conference All-Star, something is seriously wrong because Dejounte Murray is playing like an NBA All-Star. Back to the phone lines we go as the Spurs beat the Sacramento Kings 136-117. On the phone line is Veronica. Veronica, you're on Spurs React. How you doing, Veronica?
I'm doing well. It seemed like there hadn't been a home game in forever, even though it was just a week. So, and the crowd tonight was really hyped. They were asking for Primo towards the end, and he came out, didn't score, but Joe Weisskamp did, which is awesome. And like Joe said, Thaddeus Young, impressive game for him and for DeJounte. They keep playing like that, I don't think we're going to have any problems. I think the Spurs are starting to gel. There were some kind of messy moments there, but I really think they're starting to gel, getting used to passing the ball more and letting the person that has the best chance of making the shot take it. So I think the numbers are going to turn around and we're going to be more wins and losses here pretty soon. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go. Veronica, we love your phone calls. Thank you for calling. And Veronica gets it. We get a lot of calls from Veronica and Joe on Spurs React. And even though this team was 3-7 in the first 10 games, if you were paying attention to how this team was playing, how this team never quit, how in 9 of those 10 games they were right there at the end. And yes, we want a better record than 3-7 in the first 10. But there was no quit in this team. There was a lot of fight, and they're young and they're learning how to win. And now they demonstrated tonight how you win a ball game at home by taking a big early lead and hanging on to it, which is what this Spurs team did tonight, beating the Sacramento Kings 136-117. It's Spurs React in a moment. We'll hear from Michael Bartlett. I'm Chris Duel. Let's grab another phone call, though, 737-1200 in San Antonio. Let's go to Morgan. Morgan, you're on Spurs React on 1200 WOAI. Welcome, Morgan.
How you doing?
I'm always doing better when the Spurs win, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, like Dejounte Murray, like the Spurs play good as a team, but Dejounte Murray, I think, should be named Most Improved Player or an All-Star. And I also feel that the Spurs hit a lot of threes tonight, which was able to open things up. And if the Spurs can hit threes like that on a consistent basis, will be tough to beat. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go, Morgan. Great call, man. Thanks for calling in. And Morgan makes a great point. We just talked with Joe and Veronica about Dejounte Murray playing like an all-star, but he's also playing better than he's ever played as a Spur. So you can make the argument that Dejounte Murray is very improved, and theoretically, I got to look at other players around the league, but maybe most improved player. That is certainly not an outlandish proposition there by Morgan. I like that phone call. Let me see if Michael Bartlett, who does a lot of heavy lifting after the show, can join us here. Michael, Spurs get a big win tonight. Let's see if they can win 2 in a row Friday night when the Dallas Mavericks come in here. How'd you feel about tonight's Spurs victory?
Well, first of all, Chris, since we will not be here tomorrow, I know tonight was, one of the military appreciation nights that the Spurs do. I would like to thank all of the veterans for their service, all of the veterans' families that get forgotten that, have to go with what their spouses or family members. It's not just the person serving, it's also the family of those members that are serving. So happy early Veterans Day to all of the veterans. And with tonight's game, wow. That's the way this young team needs to play. I know it's calling the kettle black, but what a game tonight. You see a complete difference in when this team makes three-point shots. I mean, granted, yes, hey, you make more threes, you make a lot of threes, more than likely you're going to win. But just 18 threes tonight, that is impressive. I can be the devil's advocate and kind of be a little Pop-esque. They missed 11 free throws, though, Chris. I mean, 64% from free throw, 11 free throws. That's a little unspur-like. I'm not happy with that. But other than that, just if you're going to get, 60 points from your bench, there's not many games you're going to lose. And if not for, Dejounte Fox going off for 37, this game would have been over by like the first quarter, pretty much. Dejounte Fox has, it wasn't his career high, but 37, and other than that, a lot of the others was garbage time. I know former Spur Chemezi had 13. He had about 11 around the third quarter, but those were the only two guys in double figures. Yeah, Buddy Hield got in double figures with 12, but that was garbage time when the game was already set. Just an impressive win altogether. What else can you say about Baby Boy? He's definitely up there. I've brought it up a couple of times. I definitely think he could be in the running for most improved player. He's right now, early on, he's like one of 3 players that are nearly averaging a triple-double. It's him, Luka, and then Russell Westbrook. But granted, Russell Westbrook probably averages nearly close to 10 turnovers as well, which Dejounte Murray is not doing. And just what an impressive win. What an impressive win because of the couple of games that, Keldon Johnson in the pregame that talked about, they've been in all these games. Besides the Pacers game, they've been in every game, but they have to learn how to close out games. And it's not just learning how to close out close games, it's also learning how to close out and keep your foot on the gas in games like this, where it's, hey, they're up 20. Yes, there's a little tendency to let off the gas a little bit, but when it got down to, I think the closest maybe the Kings got was what, 12, 11, somewhere in that range, but it never got under double digits. It never got under double digits after halftime. So that's a step in the right direction. And, what else can you say about the crafty, wily veteran Thaddeus Young coming in and doing what he needed to do with Jakob Poeltl still being out with health and safety protocol, and now with Jock Landale being out. You've got to rely on a veteran. You've got to rely on a guy that's been in the league that knows what he's doing, and that's what we're getting right now out of Thaddeus Young. All around, all around great performance. Great performance tonight. The fans got their Josh Primo fix. We got to see Joe Wieskamp tonight get his first points as a professional athlete in the NBA. If you want to say the only downside, okay, Keldon only had 8 points. Derek only had 2, but Keldon had 12 boards tonight. Derek's filled up the stat sheet otherwise. There's not much negative to say about that, just other than they've got to work on the free throws. Other than that, hell of a performance.
Totally agree. Hell of a performance. And now one thing this team hasn't done yet this year, they need to do it Friday night, win 2 in a row. They've been in all the games against the Mavericks. Mavericks have beaten them a couple of times this year. Spurs need to beat the Dallas Mavericks on Friday night at the AT&T Center, make it 2 in a row, and get on a really, really nice beginning of a roll. All right, once again, the final score tonight from the AT&T Center, the San Antonio Spurs defeat the Sacramento Kings 136-117. As always, a great thanks to Bill Schoening. Nobody does it better. Makes me feel sad for the rest. Carly Simon should write a song about him. He's the best. Bill Schoening in his 21st year as the radio voice of the San Antonio Spurs. Great job, as always, by on-site engineer Sam Walters, veteran statistician Walter Stoops. For all those gentlemen and Mr. Michael Bartlett, who you just heard from, we will see you Friday night as the Spurs try to make it 2 in a row. Dallas Mavericks coming into town. Pre-game with Spurs Radio Game Night on Friday night. 7 o'clock on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI and the Spurs Radio Network. One more time, the final score, Spurs 136, Sacramento Kings 117. You've been listening to Spurs React on Spurs Radio 1200 WOAI. All right, y'all. I got to wake up early and do a show at 6 in the morning. So I'm going to get out of here. See you on my show tomorrow. We do a live video like this on Ticket 760 AM 1300, the Zone's Facebook feed as well. Foamfoot 420, enjoy Cowboys Dance Hall. Joanne, Arthur, Rayson, Christian, Frank, you're the most recent names I see in here. Ophalin in Singapore. Go Spurs, go. Adios, amigos. See you in the morning. And a salute to all the veterans, as tomorrow is Veterans Day. Have a great night.